What's up, gamers? We are back with more Starfield. We are not picking up right where we left off. um, I was thinking about it between videos, and there's a lot of stuff on my to-do list again. A lot of stuff on my side stuff to take care of in between main stuff list.
You
And
okay?
one sec, Sarah. And I decided that this is going to be one of those videos. So I know at the end of the last video, I was like, we're going to get back to the UC Vanguard faction quest today. And we may still. Uh, it's one of those things, like every time I think like, oh, I'm going to be able to wrap up all this stuff in like 30 minutes and then get to the UC Vanguard stuff, I end up being wrong, and it ends up being a lot more extensive than that. So it may end up being a whole video, and I'm fully prepared for it to be. Um, and some of this stuff is alternative timeline stuff, right? Which is why we find ourselves here
This silence is getting awkward.
speaking to Sarah again, being awkwardly silent. Um, so after the last video ended, my curiosity got the best of me, and I wanted to see just what would happen if I told Sarah I loved her and wanted to be with her, right? The primary thing I wanted to find out by doing that is if Andrea would just like instantly psychically know that I had done that and like want to talk to me. As predicted, as soon as I did that, up in the upper right hand corner of my screen, not only did it say Andrea wants to talk to you, but it said Andrea is
You in
angry
deep
with you.
thought or something?
I am in deep thought, actually. Let's just let's just pause so Sarah can relax a little bit here. Um, Essentially, uh, I was just gonna leave it at that. I had no intention of like playing through that and seeing what Andreas says about it or anything like that. But um, as I continued speaking with Sarah on this spot, she started getting into some very interesting character building and stuff, like telling me stuff about her I didn't know before, stuff about her parents. And I thought it was interesting enough to warrant doing as part of the main series, even though it's going to be an alternative timeline. Similar to how my curiosity, like, I was just so curious what would happen if you sided with the Crimson Fleet and did that mission on their side, right? If they'd confront you about the fact you'd locked up a bunch of people and that you were working for UC Systef, if that would even come up, which it doesn't, by the way. I still think that's kind of awkward because, like, Juan Dayu and all them, uh, um, I don't know why I can't remember any of their names right now. The Starliner captain and the all them pirates, right? You lock them up in the UC Systef prison, and then you can spring them from the prison during your escape. But then they don't tell Delgado that you are working for UC Systef or anything. It never comes up. It's weird. Anyway, I don't mean to get off on a tangent here. Let's get into the action as soon as possible because I want to squeeze as much into this video as I can. But right, we're gonna do some alternative timeline stuff. Then we're gonna load our main save and we're gonna do some side stuff. Oh, I have to talk to Sergeant Yumi. Um, but I can discuss the stuff I'm doing as I'm doing it, right? I I've been watching back my videos, and a lot of these preambles are really long and unnecessary because then I just end up doing the things I'm talking about doing. So I've explained what I'm doing here. We're gonna romance Sarah. We're gonna follow that through a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna go as far as to like wait for her to update again so we can do the wedding and stuff like that. Uh, I I that can be saved for another playthrough. I'm very curious what her idea of like a wedding ceremony is. I assume we'd go to the lodge and like all of Constellation would be there, and maybe that little girl Sonia. Sona. I really want to call her Sonia, because that's a name I'm familiar with, and Sona is not. But Sona will be there, be our flower
You're
girl.
awfully
I don't
quiet.
know. But the main thing I want to get is her backstory. I didn't progress. Once I saw she was starting to talk about interesting stuff, I sort of decided right then and there that I would include it in a video. So I didn't see it. Like I don't know what she's gonna tell us, but it looked interesting stuff. So we're back to this dialogue. After which, of course, she realizes that we're flirting with her finally, and I mean we're not actually flirting with her. There's no flirt in brackets, but she realizes that we might have feelings for her, and she asks us to explain, and then you know, well, we've been there before, and we chose friendship,
Hello?
but this time we're gonna choose to betray Andrea in this alternative timeline. Sarah, you deserve to be with someone who understands your feelings.
Finding someone like that would be wonderful. Wait a second. What exactly are you saying?
And we've been having this conversation with Sarah. I had to go through it again, of course, to reach this point in the dialogue. Uh, she has such the biggest fear of like abandonment. It finally clicked with me that that's her, like, the writers decide that that was her defining character trait. She has an enormous fear of abandonment, and I feel like every decision she's made in her entire life has been based around her fear of abandonment. I think it has to do with her parents, like, kind of disowned her at some point. Um,
You
that's the
okay?
start of that's the interesting stuff that it started to get into, that I was like, whoa, we need to include this in a video for sure. I'm saying I love you, Sarah, now and forever.
Sorry, I just need a moment to gather my thoughts. I know you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become close.
You
So,
don't feel the same way?
if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, then I'm ready to do the same.
Are you sure a romantic relationship is
I
what you want?
can't imagine being in love with anyone else. So,
Ooh.
if you're willing
Just
to
like with
make the
Andrea,
leap,
she really, like,
I'm
she's
ready to do
ready
the
to say
same.
the love bombs immediately. I've been more than willing for a long
You're
time.
something truly special.
Andrea is angry
You
with
know
you.
that?
Talk with
You've
Andrea.
helped me conquer my self-doubt, my confidence,
She's got that
hell,
psychic link with us.
everything. For the first time in my life, I feel complete. And with you by my side, I'm convinced that feeling will last forever.
Yeah, I got
You're
that
the
space
best thing that's
riz.
happened to me in my life. I love you. Always. When things... There's something I need to talk to you about.
So just like with Andrea, as soon as we finish that dialogue and tell Sarah that we love her, she wants to talk. I I commented on this with Andrea. I think it's because the game detects that we're so deep into the main story that time is running out, and that's why it's like relationship speed run going on here. um, I'm really curious, and I'll have to find this out through another playthrough. But I'm very much curious if that's just how it goes. Like after you do you do the romance option, and they decide to be with you, if they're just ready instantly for marriage. Um, but that's the way it's been working for all of these relationships I've been experimenting with, and it seems it's very jarring. I'm gonna continue under the assumption that it's because we're near the end of the game and they wanted to give us a chance to do this if this is something we wanted to do. but I still don't know if that's true. Maybe it's as awkward as it seems.
I received a message from my mother a few days ago. She's returned from another one of her sightseeing cruises.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. I clicked into this, and I started like, like going through some of these dialogue options for kicks, and she was really opening up about a lot of interesting stuff, and I was like, no, I need to reload and maybe include this in a video because it's interesting stuff. Um, sightseeing
Yeah,
cruise.
one of those luxury liner journeys that shows off binary stars, gas nebulas, asteroid fields. Pretty photogenic stuff. Apparently, it's my mother's new favorite pastime.
Oh, I really wish she wasn't leaning against this. Like, this is awkward. I don't like talking to her back like this. Let me see
You
if
be
I can
careful,
fix that.
okay?
Sarah, Sarah, come on. Off the railing, Sarah. Off the railing. Come on.
I received a message. Yeah, apparent.
Okay. Um. Oh well, this is a
Oh,
surprise.
that's right. I haven't really spoken about her to you, have I? My mother lives in a fairly remote location, so we rarely speak. Tends to keep her out of my mind.
So I found this. Though this is as far as I went. I clicked. I understand, and then everything past this is pretty much blind. I'm pretty sure this is the last dialogue I did. So I say I understand, and she's like,
Good. When I say that to most people, they look at me like I'm crazy. I don't think they realize how much control parents can exert on your life, especially when their dreams conflict with your own.
"Oh no, I definitely did this one too because she's gonna say this thing about Well, anyway, I don't need to spoil it for you guys just because it's already been spoiled for me, right? I mean, not that it was spoiled for like I was blind to it at some point. Hey, we can drop the subject if you like.
No, we should have discussed this a long time ago. You see, both of my
She acts like
parents
we've
were
been in a
diplomats
relationship for
working under
ages
the
at this
flag of the
point.
UC Administrative Division. After I completed my basic education, they signed me up for a one-year apprenticeship in their department, without bothering to ask.
What's the administrative
It's the
division?
governmental arm of the United Colonies. The politicians, the diplomats, the ambassadors. Imagine having to spend most of your career hovering behind a desk. Oh, I can't even fathom anything more boring.
Sounds like they want you to follow in their footsteps.
Wanted isn't the right word. Demanded would be more appropriate. For my apprenticeship, I was sent to Sidonia. My job consisted of drafting political policies and arbitrating trade disputes. The silver lining of the job was that it allowed me to spend time exploring every square inch of Mars.
So that's where you were bitten by the exploration bug. Actually, let's ask this. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat this morning. Why was exploring Mars so
You
fulfilling?
have to understand, this was my first time I was alone on another world. Now, don't get me wrong, Jemison is an amazing place, but for me, it was the old neighborhood. Mars was like a new frontier. Oh, I spent every waking moment I could exploring the planet.
So that's where you were bitten by the exploration
I
bug.
was swallowed by it. Months before the apprenticeship ended, I dumped my diplomatic certification and joined the UC Navy. Of course, my parents didn't approve. We had a huge argument that resulted in all ties being severed between us.
Took a lot of guts to do something like that.
Yes, I was proud of myself. For a while. You see, my father was killed during the opening shots of the Colony War. I returned to Jemison for the funeral and reunited with my mother. After that, we vowed to stay in touch.
This is so rude. You should have told me this long ago. We've been in a relationship for 5 minutes now, and I didn't know about the death of your father. What the heck, Sarah? What the heck? How exactly did your father die?
After the Freestar Collective started farming Vesta, and the UC pushed back, my father was one of the many diplomats sent in to arbitrate. After the talks broke down, war broke out on Vesta, and all of the UC diplomats were evacuated from Freestar space. Unfortunately, my father's transport was caught in the crossfire.
I'm sorry to hear about your father.
Oh, aren't you sweet? Always concerned with how I'm feeling. That's why I fell in love with you. Your smile, your caring. It brightens even my darkest days. Listen, I'm going to be completely upfront with you. All this talk of family, it makes me wonder where our own relationship stands.
Why? What's the worry?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I regret the family life I left behind when I took off for the stars. If there was ever a chance for something like that between us, I wouldn't want to miss the opportunity. I love you too much to allow that to happen. That's why I asked about our future and where we stand.
She wants me to put a ring on it ASAP because she has this overwhelming fear of abandonment. I'd like to spend our future together forever.
You mean that? You'd do that? For me? I've been dreaming about this moment and still... I don't know what to say.
How about yes?
Yes! Yes! Of course. Yes.
Man, Andrea is going to be
I just need a little
pissed.
time to think about the ceremony. I have some thoughts about how we should move forward. You know, I used to dream about finding the love of my life. And here you are. All I ever needed was you, right here beside me.
All right, so I thought that was just, it seemed like it was really interesting, and it certainly was. We learned more about Sarah's father, Sarah's mother. We got to hear Sarah fawning over us a little bit, which is always fun.
A lot on your mind?
Can I tell you something?
You can tell me anything.
I could say this, but it's not true. I could never imagine loving someone the way I love you. Don't let Andrea
I feel
hear.
so lucky to be with someone like you. Oh, damn. I was starting to enjoy the conversation.
Uh-huh. All right, just to end off this alternative timeline fun. Hold on, I'm completely distracted by, like, what the hell is this? Oh, it's a bug. It's a bug. That's what it is. This is a floating tree is what it is. There's another one right there. There's some floating grass. It would seem that the gods are not happy with us for. This is what Andrea created a gravitational anomaly when she realized that we were betraying her. I believe Andrea is still assigned to my ship. I don't know if, like, me pissing her off caused her to... Yeah, she's on my ship. Okay. So we're going to go, just to cap off this alternative timeline, we're going to go talk to Andrea just because I'm very curious, as you might be, for the dressing down she's going to give us. We're technically married to her, so... Well, I mean, I guess it's not legal, right? Because we just did that silly... I shouldn't call it silly. That important to her ceremony on that planet with the dagger and stuff, which is still in my house, interestingly. She can't have it back. I'm keeping it.
All right, let's get this crate into space.
1 second, Sarah. I really need to have a little chitty chat with Andrea.
It's always a good day when we get to chat.
Oh, look at the arms crossed in anger and everything.
Spit it out then.
Ooh, she's pissed.
Have you lost your mind? Is there even a mind to lose?
I've said this a few times by now, but don't ever tell anyone to calm down. These dialogue options are wild. I have no idea what you're talking about. Hey, I'm sorry. Whatever it is, we can fix it. I'm not in the mood for this. I'm gonna play dumb. I have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
cannot possibly mean that. Did we not agree that what we have is something special, unique, that it would stay between us, that our hearts belong to one another and no one else?
Oh, ooh, this is though. These dialogue options are wild. You're really gonna be
You
like
cannot
this?
seriously be surprised. I told you that if we were going to be together, it was going to be just the two of us.
Everyone else is okay with the situation. I mean, I'm very like, because they're forcing all these like insane dialogue options on me, I really kind of want to like be the biggest asshole I can. We're not keeping this timeline if I haven't made that abundantly clear. We can make this work. I mean, it's very clear we can. Everyone else is okay with the situation.
I do not care how everyone else feels. I have made my feelings very clear to you.
Can't we just forget about this and move
That
on?
you would even suggest such a thing shows how little you understand.
We should talk this through instead of fighting.
What is there to say?
You know there's more to me than whatever mistakes I've made.
I do know that. I am trying to look past what you have done, but it is difficult.
There's always a way to work these things out, for everyone's benefit.
I really hope so. I am going to do my best to get past this and continue our journey together. The next time we arrive in port, I am leaving. It would do you well to reflect on how you arrived here, and what you want from your future. I know I shall be doing the same. My day is suddenly much improved. How about that?
How are you feeling about our
Do you
marriage?
want to hear me say that you make me deliriously happy? Because you do.
I'll never get
Then
tired of
I
hearing
shall
things
be
like
sure and
that.
tell you more often, darling.
All right, it's interesting. So, I mean, I think that's kind of a Autumn. This is a private conversation. Do you mind? Um. Oh, this is interesting. This is a house. Like, what is that? What I think it is? Hold on. Oh, it's just a coffee stain. Sorry, you might be hearing a little echo. Of course, I have my stream running in the background so I can make sure my audio is working well. Okay, cool. Taking that off my list, I'm satisfied. Like I said, I don't want to wait around for Sarah to come up with wedding plans. I'm happy with that. All right, number two, the second thing is this. You'll remember I tried returning to the Freestar Collective Embassy because I wanted to see what that dirt is that we can get on the ambassador. We ended up just talking her into it um, with our, S tier charm. But there was a whole thing you could do where you can bribe her, or you can talk to her aide and convince him to help you, or you can break into her bedroom and get some dirt on her. Uh, I opted to do neither of those things, but I did go ahead and reload the Varun Embassy save that we had, and went to the Freestar Embassy and I snuck into her bedroom, which by the way is right behind her office. Anyway, it took me an embarrassing amount of time looking around this room trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go for this, but it's this planter. You can click on it. That's where the bug was planted, right? Because the UC spies put a bug in her bedroom because the UC's awful. But she's kind of awful herself, I think. I assume this is my guess. I haven't listened to this yet, by the way. My guess is that she's having an affair or something. Um, and it's something like that. Anyway, let's find out.
Agent detected. Patching in playback.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch! Cameron!
Are you alright, Ambassador?
It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again. Which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die. But I think we might need to. We should expedite the process.
What are you getting at, ma'am?
I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a C, right? But what if? What if one opened up? Elias's heart. In what it used to be. It's not like anyone would miss him.
Eva, I think it's time you get some sleep.
Just think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh?
Good night, Eva.
Oh, damn. So, she wants to assassinate someone on the Council of Governors so she can get a spot. That is not something as straightforward as just an affair. That's crazy, actually. Oh, whoops, never mind. I was like, oh, I'll just walk out the front door into her office and see if she says anything. No, that is actually a good point. Let's go confront her and see what that's like. Andrea's waiting for me in the vent here. She ruins all things stealth, so I didn't bring her along. Where am I? Oh, okay, I'm downstairs. Right. Wait, no.
Sorry. Everyone's a little on edge after the attack.
I'm sorry. Do you have an... Ah, so you're... You have my thanks. Now, she ought... That now the UC... I can only presume. Let me be frank. I will not be the...
Here we go. I know your plan to replace someone on the Council of Governors.
Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb, Ambassador. It's embarrassing.
No. If the council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. I'd be... Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives.
Okay, I'm not the UC though. That's what annoys me about this. It's like they even give you the UC settler or the Freestar settler dialogue, and she's like, "Oh, you're from the Freestar too. That's cool." And they even give you a Freestar Ranger dialogue during the persuade check, but then she still like views you as the UC. Fine, but I want you to beg me not to turn you in.
You're joking, right?
I am absolutely not joking. I want
You
tears.
want... Okay. Please. I spoke hastily. And I know you, my dear friend, wouldn't want to let anything get in the way of the two of us and our factions working together. And isn't
I'm
that
not.
ultimately what this is all about? In
Yeah.
fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. I can only let you get the information on the Terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for
Oh,
the
it's
right
interesting
purposes.
that this
But
plays
those two
right
items
into
should be enough
her
to
giving
allay
you
any
those
suspicions.
rules. But she's like, we're just trying to avoid suspicion. But whereas like she's more strong worded about like you can't. These are my stipulations. You have to agree to them before. Pass. You're in no position to bargain right
You
now.
won't. You just need some time to consider. I can tell. Let's just go get you your code while you decide what a reasonable idea this is.
That was fun. But again, alternative timeline. I do kind of feel some kind of way about her planning to assassinate someone on the Council of Governors. But in the other timeline, we don't even know that that's a thing. So nothing we can do about it. All right, so that's the end of the alternative timeline stuff I wanted to do. So I'm loading my main save file now. And we're going to take care of some business, and then we'll get back to the UC Vanguard stuff. While we're dealing with this longer than life loading screen. Sorry, I had something to say, but it looks like the loading screen is finally giving us our freedom. So I'm gonna go talk to Sergeant Yumi, I think, first. He's got something new for us, as every security guard in the United Colonies wants to tell us.
Ah,
Yumi,
this is
buddy.
my favorite part-time security officer.
Yeah, you got
Crime has
anything new
slowed
for us?
down since you started helping out, which is good for morale.
I did one thing. And the one thing I did was like collecting a dead drop. So I'm not sure how that. I mean, I guess it's just my reputation, right? People are like, you mean that guy that like single-handedly took out the Crimson Fleet? That guy is the Mantis as a part-time job? That guy who is a Freestar Ranger that took down the First's plans to overthrow the government? That guy who stopped the Terramorph attack on his own? That guy who fought some dude with superpowers in New Atlantis and lived? That guy, yeah. They're like, we're not doing crime anymore. If he's a UC security
You
guard
were saying,
now,
Captain?
we're not doing any more crime. I'm looking for work if you have any.
Yep. Something just came in. Scuffle over at the Dawn's Roost. Security on site handled it, but now one of them is saying the other guy stole his wedding ring. Problem is, he left without identifying the perp, so I need you to talk to Royce Elgin at the Dawn's Roost. See if you can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, I can do that. Why did you leave without identifying the assailant?
Men like him aren't very generous with their time. They want you to solve a case without ever having to lift a finger themselves. Not that he'd be much of a witness, given that he was still half drunk when he got here, and somehow even more so when he left. Sorry, wrong word. Rich people don't get drunk, they get inebriated, which is another way of saying highly unreliable.
Oh, God, we're doing a favor for some rich asshole? Okay. Crime is crime, I suppose. I can do
Thank
that for you.
Captain. Always appreciate it when you lend a hand. Let me know when the matter's resolved.
Yeah, we'll do, man. Should be easy enough. Anything else I should know about the case?
According to the patron, the ring is valuable, but if I had to guess, not for sentimental reasons. Normally, when someone loses a valuable keepsake, they're heartbroken. The way this guy was acting, it's almost as if he lost a wallet full of creds.
I see. Okay,
See you
bye-bye
later.
now. Now, I'm gonna confess to y'all, I don't remember what the Dawn's Roost is. It's obviously a bar. But I think my character knows what it is. I'm sure I've been there before. I'm just blanking on it right now. Like, I'm aware of the viewport, and I'm aware of the Jake's bar. Actually, the more that I'm thinking about it, I think I do know what the Dawn's Roost is. It's that, like, fancy restaurant and bar where I met the guy who wanted me to get, like, coffee beans out of a Terramorph's anus or something like that. Pretty sure that's the place we're going. It's a nice little set piece in there, so I can understand them using it for a couple different side quests. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought it was. So, I mean, yeah. I knew it would come to me what it was, so I was like, I don't need to ask Yumi and act like I've never been to New Atlantis
There is
before.
simply no parallel to the food you will find here. One, all of our signature dishes are unique to the Roost. You won't find anything like them anywhere else.
I'm here about a fight that happened at your restaurant.
A most unfortunate incident, complicated by the fact that both parties were inebriated. While I wasn't privy to the entire argument, Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together for quite some time. So, it was surprising to see them at each other's throats.
Here's my prediction for what So Hugo and Octavio have been dining here together for quite some time. And this is all over a ring, right? My theory is that Hugo and Octavio are lovers. And that one proposed to the other and they were engaged to be married. And then, I don't know which is which in this scenario, but they had a big fight. And the one who proposed and gave the other a ring, now that they are sort of...
Sorry, but the food is getting cold.
Now that they've sort of split up, wants the ring back that they spent maybe absurd amount of money on. And that's why there's no sentimental attachment to the ring, because it's not like an heirloom or anything. It's just an expensive ring he bought for someone he thought he was going to spend the rest of his life with, and then now that it's not working out, he wants the ring back. Just my theory. My theories don't often turn out to be true in this game, but you never know. Although I'm very intrigued by this being one of the questions I can ask. These two men dined together?
Oh, yes, quite often. They had a usual table over in the far corner with all the traditional accoutrements. Music, candles, wine. You see where I'm going with this. But this time
I
the
do
two
see.
barely sat down before the argument got heated. Thankfully, security stepped in before anyone got hurt.
I do think we just established that they are together in a relationship. So my theory's starting to sound good, gang. Gamers, I think I might be onto something. Do you know anything about a stolen wedding ring?
I wasn't witness to any theft, and both men were wearing rings, if I recall correctly.
Uh-huh. Can you describe the patrons? Excuse me. Can you describe the patrons?
Well, the one who stayed with UC Security, Octavio, is a shorter man, handsome and refined. His favorite menu item is the Saint, I believe. The other, Hugo Fournier, is a tall, slender gentleman with a French accent. Excellent tipper, well-mannered, but a bit hot-tempered.
I need to find one of the patrons involved. Apparently he stole something.
I assume that would be the slender gentleman, Hugo Fournier. He was the one who excused himself after UC Security arrived. I believe he lives in Athena Tower, although he may be checking out soon. But I would start there.
Maybe checking out soon because he's broken ties with his lover. Menu, please.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I just want to... This is gross as hell, by the way. I want to see if I could buy the Saint, you know.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Athena Tower, here we go. Oh, right. In this timeline, I told Sarah to stop following me because we're done with her. But I haven't yet picked up Barrett, so before I go any further, because I feel like I'm missing the opportunity to start progressing his relationship by doing all this stuff by myself. Let me just pop back to my ship real quickly. what's happening right now? Plus, I mean, maybe I can be kind of a wingman, right? Barrett is
How are you today?
interested in men. We know he used to be married. I'm just now noticing that these like these doors are like annoyingly like this really bothers my OCD the way these doors are.
The great
Barrett.
serpent favors me to have put you in my path.
What?
You have anything for me, Barrett?
Thought you'd never ask. Here, all yours.
Oh yeah, he gives me food. You ready to head back out?
Am I ready to hop into a ship and explore the galaxy with you? More like, are you ready? Ha ha! Let's go.
All right, man. I love him. He's definitely one of my favorite characters in this game.
How's it going?
So I'm definitely looking forward to doing like a Barrett side quest if we get there, and I'm sure we will.
Captain, do you require my...
No, I'm good, Vasco. Thank you. Just seeing if there's a quick way I can do this. Residential district, yeah. Athena Tower, right. Oh, I don't know why I didn't realize this before, but all the towers are named after Greek gods, right? There's Apollo Tower, Athena Tower, Mercury Tower. I don't know why that's never clicked with me before, but...
Last minute check. Breath? Check.
Oh, he's down here in the
Shower?
lobby.
Hair? Check and double check. Lucky shed. It's never let me down. You are ready for some shock and awe, girlfriend. He won't know what's hit him. I
It's
bet
date
it's
night.
easier finding someone decent on Paradiso. Oh, everything sounds easier on Paradiso.
Oh, she's getting ready for a date night. That's cute. Barrett's ready. Barrett's already interested. I'm pretty sure he just got dumped, Barrett, so... Now's your chance. I mean, I know it's not always best to be the rebound guy, but... I started to notice this with Sarah. I feel like Andrea doesn't do this stuff, but like... Sarah and Barrett, like, they'll, like, shuffle. They'll, like, if you're standing still, they'll, like, walk around the room you're in. They'll sit down sometimes, stuff like that. It's interesting.
Excuse me?
Hugo, heard you had a bit of a problem the other night.
Oh, I can't believe that Octavio. That liar, that manipulator, that...
Go on, finish your
lying,
rant.
cheating, foul piece of Dawn Glider dropping. If I had my way, I'd tie him to the back of a ship and jump it right into the nearest star. 5 years we were together, half a decade. And he threw it all away for that waiter.
Oh, an affair, huh? Well, I definitely think you should get to keep the ring if that's the case. I'm like I already know. You two were dating?
Not just dating, betrothed. And I
I
have
knew
the
it.
engagement ring to prove it.
I knew it. I knew it. Yes. Oh, prediction true. Oh, I'm so happy. My predictions in this game so rarely come true. Although I'm killing it lately with that the prediction about wow, my brain is broken right now. About
Please, I don't have time for this.
I don't know why I can't remember his name right now, but Vic Veritas is what I want to say, but I know that's wrong. Vic Vectus, Vic. Why can't I remember this? It's so central to what's going on in the story right now. Whatever, you know what I mean. That dude, the war criminal. I knew it was him that wanted to meet with us, even though he was dead. Like I somehow predicted that he was still alive and like in the basement. And I was right, and I'm right about this. Killing it lately. Is there any chance you two can patch things up?
No. There are some things in life that cannot be repaired. Cheating is his way of saying, I don't love you. And without love, what's the point?
I mean,
Why the
facts, man.
silence?
I couldn't.
Are you going to arrest me or not?
I could never be with someone who cheated on me, and I learned that the hard way. I had an experience when I was still a youngin', still in high school, where my girlfriend cheated on me. Nothing like not like because we were still in high school, but she did some stuff with some other dude, and that other dude just ghosted her afterwards, and she and then I caught her, so she confessed everything, and I decided to give her a second chance, but it like clawed
Either
at me.
say something or leave.
I just was never happy in the relationship after that. I never trusted her after that, and it ended shortly afterwards. I ended things because I was like, no, I just can't. Couldn't get past it. So I understand. That's all that little window into my personal life is just to say that I understand where this man is coming from with that. I sympathize. What happened at the Dawn's Roost?
It was supposed to be a romantic dinner, our last before we pledged our lives to each other. But an hour before, I decided to do some cleaning to calm my nerves. I picked up a pair of pants he left on the floor, and out falls a napkin from the Dawn's Roost with a number written on the back. To think he had the audacity to schedule a date with me at the same restaurant? I was livid! Still, I went to the date and held it together just long enough for the waiter to serve us, then I went off!
Ooh, you know what? Here's another prediction for you. This is all a misunderstanding. Because I was ready for him to tell me about some concrete proof he has of
either say something or leave.
Of infidelity, but that's not enough proof. Did he even give Octavio a chance to explain the phone number? Did he even call the phone number to speak to the person, find out what's up? No. He assumed a lot. I mean, it looks bad. It definitely, don't get me wrong. I agree with him. It definitely looks bad. But, we've already learned he's a bit of a hothead. So I think he maybe didn't. He was too angry to give Octavio a proper chance to explain himself. Your ex claim, but I mean, it is kind of shady to want the wedding, the
Please,
engagement
I don't
ring
have
back.
time for this.
That sort of does imply that it's over, but your ex claims you stole that ring.
He would say that, but as far as I'm concerned, it's my property. He
I agree
gifted
with
it to
you.
me when he proposed. It's
I
not
agree
his
with
to
you.
return.
I agree with you. Man, I was really hoping that I was. So my second prediction wrong. I should have, I should have quit while I was ahead with the predictions because this quest is not going to give us an opportunity to patch these two lovebirds up. But no, I 1,000% agree with him. Like, dude was drunk and was like, he stole the ring and was still heated. But it's an engagement ring. Like, you don't get to have that. Like, I'll
Why
admit,
the
like,
silence? Are you going to arrest me or not?
if you propose to someone and then they call off the engagement and dump you or whatever, then the correct thing morally for them to do is to return the engagement ring. But legally, I feel like it's theirs. Like it was a gift. Well, it's definitely a gray. It's definitely a gray area, right?
Please, I don't have time for this.
I'm very tempted to do this because it's a persuade check. But I really think these two, like, they need to work it out themselves. Like, if he doesn't want to give the engagement ring back, whatever. Agreed. There's no crime here. I'll tell Sergeant Yumi you're free to go.
I'm glad you could see reason. This ring is going to fund a very long vacation across the settled systems. Maybe I'll even take pictures.
Maybe you'll meet Sarah's mom.
I bet it's easier finding someone decent on Paradise.
Yeah, everything sounds easier on Paradiso. Yeah. Ooh.
All my life I've wondered about, well, the question.
Are we alone in the...
Sounds like an interesting conversation that was starting up, but off we go to the spaceport. Too late.
That is convenient.
To listen.
But riding right after eating can give you stomach aches.
I've noticed that everyone that you can have follow you, when you go through the net, they're like, the net
every time I
makes
see
me
that
uncomfortable for one reason or another.
Can't really explain
So
why.
funny.
But
Oops, sorry, Barrett. We'll get a chance to listen to all your dialogues.
After that business with the Terramorph, it's good to get... How can I help you, Captain?
I finished my investigation of the fight at Dawn's Roost.
Ah, perfect. Did you manage to get the ring back?
Yeah, about that. The ring wasn't stolen, it was gifted.
Really? I should have known this was a waste of time the moment I laid eyes on that drunk. That's on me. Without saying names, there are some people in this city who treat us like their personal security service. But you know how it goes.
I'll say the name.
Sometimes
Octavio.
we protect, other times we serve. Either way, I'm still going to pay you for your time. Here.
Yeah,
take
wish
this.
real police
It's
were
well deserved.
interested in protecting and serving. Cool. Done. All right, so there's only one thing left on my cleanup. It's kind of two things, but they're both in the same location. So let's go tick that off, and maybe we will get to the... Oh, God, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to jinx myself. Pretend I didn't even start that sentence. We're going to Neon Core. So there are two things I noticed here when I was in Tayo Astroneering, working on my new ship design. The first thing I noticed is
Folks
that,
in
there's
Neon
two
have a
named
rough
NPCs.
time. They need to balance a potentially healthy trade with the interests of those who want to cross a line for incredible profit. Difficult to say the least.
Yeah, I'm with you, Barrett. This way, I think.
The Astrolite. Not really my cup of tea, as it were, but I'll follow your lead.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Aren't you the one who took down the
It is
Crimson
the year that the Lock fell and the Crimson Fleet was formed. Newly recovered
Benjamin Bayou's Tower. It's big, all right. Not sure what else it is, but it's
were
big.
aiding the infamous Jasper Cricks in both the widespread riots and the violent overthrow that followed. The fact that UC forces were partially responsible for Jasper Cricks' rise to power is damning, and adding fuel to the argument that the UC is responsible for the plague that is the Crimson Fleet.
Maybe we should set up more posts in the area.
Sorry, that was a really interesting. I wish you could like click something and listen to all the SSNN broadcasts, because that was really cool. So they ended up with the recordings that we recovered from the Lock. And we went to the wrong end of the plaza, by the way.
Apparently, Saburo's business is picking back up.
Well, Barrett said something to me when we were walking through Neon too, but it's just like impossible to hear with all the hubbub around here. But right, so they ended up with the recordings we got from the Walk, and they're broadcasting a story about how the UC was partially responsible for the advent of the Crimson Fleet, which is super interesting. Don't know how they got their hands on those recordings, because I certainly never furnished them, but you have a very interesting hat. Come on, Barrett, we're going in here. Right, so the two things I noticed, one, that there's two named NPCs in Tayo Astroneering that we have never spoken to. So that could either be just a couple quick conversations with some named NPCs, but it could also be a side quest or two. The other thing I noticed was this. This used to say Tranquility/Drone, and now it says Tranquility/Drone/Infinity Ltd. Of course, we helped Ryujin Industries acquire Infinity Ltd. So I want to pop up there and see if there's anything interesting. In fact, that's probably going to be the quickest of these two activities, so let's do that first. All right, so here's drone.
I've got my eye on
I don't remember what this floor looks like. I've never really looked around here.
There are a lot of cool models on display inside.
Ooh, maybe I can stop at the gift shop for Vasco.
Our newest model should be in use at the Neon Spaceport soon.
You have any shipping needs, Starfreight Logistics can take care of them for you.
It looks like there's a named NPC here we've never spoken to either. Wendell Green.
So, what do you think? Is it true what they say? Our drone machine's the best in the galaxy?
How's your day going? Things been getting any easier for you?
Oh, wow. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it's going all right. IT fixed my computer yesterday.
So I have no idea what the answer is, but I'm just going to say this because I think it would be funny to say. I prefer the older lunar robotics models.
Oh, so you're a student of history. A robotics lover after my own heart. My apologies, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Lendell Green. I handle robot certs and acquisitions for Starfreight Logistics. But outside of the job, I'm just a fan of robots. So when I retired 15 years ago, I figured this was a good career change.
What was your previous job?
I played professional bat ball, believe it or not. I was a utility infielder for my hometown team in Aquila City. But then I messed up my knee trying to turn a 4.63 double play, and I had to retire early. They say athletes die 2 deaths. But tinkering with robots has given me a second life.
What's Starfreight Logistics?
We're a small interstellar shipping company, at least compared to the Hope Techs of the world. But what we lack in size, we make up for in quality. You think Ron Hope has someone like me making sure every bot he buys is up to standard? Not a chance.
Yeah, Ron Hope is dead. So I know he doesn't. What does search and acquisitions involve?
I mainly run tests to check things like load capacity, walking speed, just to be sure the model we're buying matches industry specifications. Once the sale goes through, we integrate the robots with our human crews. If the haulers don't abuse them and do regular maintenance, even the older Model A's will last a very long time.
Yeah. I've seen some very old Model A's. They're still functioning. In many of the places we've run into. Robots and turrets.
I'll see you around.
Nice talking to you. Nice to meet you, Wendell. You're cool. So he's not even an employee here. He's shopping.
Keep out of yours.
The Sherman's worth checking out while you're here.
Everyone else here is just a drone employee.
I've
Cool.
never seen a drone robot perform less than perfectly.
I got to meet Tranquility's blend master during my last visit here.
Whoa. What a cozy waiting room. Didn't expect that.
Security's even tighter up here.
Christine Kintz. We've never talked.
Hello, my name's Christine. I'm the office manager here. What brings you in today?
Why is this office open to the public?
Tranquility is a fairly new addition to the Ryujin family,
Tranquility's
so
where we're at
marketing
now, I
really
guess.
wanted to push our public availability. Being able to discuss our blends and processes face-to-face with our customers has really improved our brand awareness.
I'm interested in
I
your
can't
products.
blame you. I'm an avid tea drinker myself. There's nothing like a cup of our Sunray tea to put a spring in your step on a rainy neon day. If you'd like to learn more about how our teas are made, you should speak with our blend master. Her name's Nancy. You'll find her in our office just behind you. And thanks for stopping by. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to make your visit more comfortable.
Is this Tranquility's main office?
Oh no, we're just a satellite office here at Ryujin Tower. Since we're a young addition to the corporate family, marketing and finance both thought it'd be beneficial to have a physical presence.
Where's the main
So
office?
far, it's
is
been
what I
really
wanna know.
useful for our rapidly growing business.
She's not going to tell us that then. Can you give me some history on Tranquility?
I don't know too much about the history, only that the founding CEO, Dakota Seri, still holds their position today. I heard one of Ryujin's board of directors stumbled upon the original shop while on vacation and was instantly in love. Next thing they knew, Seri's small family business was part of a multi-billion credit corporation.
Do you like working? Excuse me. Do you like working in Ryujin Tower?
I do, yes. Living in Neon is a dream come true for me, and this job is the icing on the cake. Tranquility takes excellent care of its employees.
That's good to hear. You're not from Neon originally?
No, I'm not. I grew up in Aquila City. I always wanted to live near the ocean, so Volai Alpha seemed like the perfect place to move when I was old enough. Of course, back then I didn't realize the whole planet was ocean with zero sunshine. But there's just something about Neon, you know? This city flourishes against the odds, and that's what I love about it now.
Oh, this is cool. This is like a dialogue unique to being a Ryujin employee, I guess. I'm still adjusting to the job myself.
Oh, don't be too hard on yourself, dear. You'll learn. The office manager at Drone started 2 weeks ago, and he's getting the hang of it already. I'm sure he'd be happy to know he isn't the only one still learning.
Alright, so we gotta go see if we can find the office manager at Drone, who we must have somehow overlooked. And then she mentioned someone in the office across the way that I can speak to. Cool.
I hope you found everything to your liking today.
Yeah, you were great. Thanks, dear.
Working here must be very relaxing.
So a whole bunch of named NPCs here that I've
don't wander into any
neglected,
restricted
apparently.
areas.
Visiting Tranquility always cheers me up.
I hope you're having a nice day.
Oh, it must be you. You must be the office manager at Drone. Robert. Nice
Hello
to meet
there.
you.
Thanks for visiting the drone offices at Ryujin Tower. Can I help you find something? Oh, by the way, I'm Bobby. Robert. Sorry, I should have introduced myself when you walked up. I'm still adjusting to this whole office manager thing.
New job?
Yeah. First week.
Nice
yeah,
to meet
likewise. Thanks for stopping by today. Anyway, take a look around the office if you want. It's open to the public. Everybody's pretty busy, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't disturb them too much. Oh, and thank you for visiting Ryujin Tower. Enjoy your day.
What does Drone make?
Robots. Mainly industrial models for helping out on ships and at spaceports. Maybe you've seen our most popular line, the mini-bots? We have models on display throughout the office. Feel free to have a look.
They're the ones that are constantly making me think of failed my stealth mission when I haven't actually. Does Drone stand for something?
I hate to say it, but your guess is as good as mine. The rumor is the caps are just a marketing tactic. Catch attention, get people talking. Guess it works.
You're still adjusting to this job, huh?
Yeah, I'll say. This wasn't even the job they hired me for. I was supposed to be working at Tranquility across the hall as an administrative assistant. It's just my luck that after I'd been in training for a measly 2 weeks, the office admin for Drone had to go and retire. It was totally unexpected. Apparently, he went up to the executive floor one day and never came back to his desk. We were told he quit and just walked out.
And you're not happy with the transfer?
No, not really. I mean, have you been to the Tranquility office? The whole place smells like a warm cup of tea, and the staff is beyond friendly. Everybody at Drone is so serious, you barely even get a good morning out of most of the employees here.
You don't think something happened to him, do you?
Yeah, I do. I think he retired out of the blue after 10 years and left me to clean up his mess. That jerk didn't even write down his computer's password. IT was down here for hours the other day trying to get me access. You'd think something like that should only take a few minutes.
Isn't that a pretty big leap?
Oh, yeah. I used to be an office manager for my old job, but that position wasn't customer-facing. I applied for the admin assistant because the pay was almost just as good and be a hell of a lot less stress. Guess that plan backfired.
I think you're getting the hang of it.
Oh, really? Thanks for the vote of confidence. I needed it.
Yeah, sure thing, Bobby. Nice to meet you, man.
See you around.
Oh, I was hoping I could, like, hack into the computer for him
Working
to
at
get him
Drone seems like
access
a
he
tough
needs.
gig.
I wish the people here were a bit more informative.
Here we go. So So I imagine this door was probably always here, but it probably said inaccessible before. Because that's, if I was developing the game, that's what I would do. So that I could just have this behind here the whole time. And not like make it change when the acquisition happened, if it happened.
So different here.
I put in for a transfer as soon as Ryujin acquired us.
The
Thank
Ryujin
God Ryujin
apartments
took
are
us
pretty
in.
nice.
I thought I'd be out of a
I miss
job.
my old place.
So, you know, some people happy with
I'm
the
hoping they'll
acquisition, some
promote me
people
if I do
not.
well on my next project.
I always wanted to work for Ryujin Industries.
Mixed bag, which makes
nice
sense.
working closely with Ryujin's other
Lost on the
subsidiaries.
executive floor again.
All right, Nina, you're named NPC.
Hello, and welcome to Infinity Ltd's new satellite office here in Neon. I'm Nina Hart, and... Oh, Skylar? Is that you?
No. I don't have an option here to, like, lie and say I'm Skylar. I mean, I don't feel any need to say this, so I'm just gonna be like, this last line here is the truth anyway. Just stopping by and thought I'd check out the new
Feel
office.
free to look around. Like Tranquility and Drone, our small space is open to the public as well.
What was it like working at Infinity before Ryujin took over?
I have to admit, it was rough. The pressure for every deal was so intense. If you failed, it could mean no bonuses, or worse, they'd slash the office or manufacturing budgets even more. It was a vicious cycle. Make a cheaper product to save money, but then who wants to buy it?
Yeah, that's rough. What was it like working with Lucas Drexler?
Besides the financial struggles and the stress of maintaining the company, it really wasn't bad. Lucas was conceited and thought he was right all the time, but he wasn't evil. Well, that's why the news about what he did, hiring Ecliptic and the clinic trials, it was all so shocking.
It was true, though. I mean, it was shady how the news got that information, but no lies detected. Do you enjoy working here?
I love it so far. I do miss the sun, but as a learning opportunity, this is as good as it gets.
So she's happy. She's happy with the change. How'd you end up at Ryujin Tower?
Since I'm the executive director of marketing at Infinity, Genevieve thought this would be a good move for me. I've been learning a lot from her. This is really the type of mentorship I was hoping for when I started at Infinity in the first place.
Oh, I'm happy for you, Nia. See you
Take care
around.
now.
All right, that took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but it was definitely all good stuff. Good world building stuff.
If you want a flashy ship, you want a Tayo ship.
Right, so I walked back here into the staff only section for the first time I had in the playthrough, and I was like, oh, people have names back here. We've got Vern Sabakin and Dana Ulrecht, and I feel like the name Dana Ulrecht is one I've heard before in the game. I don't remember what the context was at all, but maybe I just heard she's like a famous ship designer or something. I don't know. Vern.
Unless I miss my mark, someone as interesting as you doesn't work here. Welcome to the office of the famed spacecraft engineer Dara Ulrich.
Oh,
Such as
yeah,
it is.
okay.
Word of advice, walk carefully. Dara is in fine form today.
I think he was flirting with us. I don't remember seeing someone as interesting as you around here before. Wink. Why is Dana, or why is, this reeks of side quests, by the way. Why is Dara in a bad mood?
It is tough for anyone to live up to her example. Even Dara herself. She pioneered some really dazzling advances in modern spacecraft engineering and design. Things like seamless heat shielding with high-tech composites, to distributing power asynchronously to improve reactor yields. She's an unsung legend in the field, really.
Well, I mean, you're singing her praises, so maybe not as unsung as one might think. And I feel like I've heard about her before, too. Like him saying that she's a famous starship designer. I was like, yeah, that was like my instinctual thing that I remembered about. Well, no. I'm stumbling over my words, but that was like my first guess as to what I'd heard about her before. I still don't remember where or when I would have heard anything about her, but that name, Ulbricht, was in my mind from somewhere. Tell me about this place.
We do core spacecraft engineering here. Pure R&D. We're
Cool.
also supposed to be designing daring new customer-facing features. Things to get people revved up about our product lines. So, I see no harm in going for the easy wins. Instead, we focus on always being on the cutting edge. And too often we come up with nothing.
You don't approve of what you're doing.
Dara would have us tilt at windmills forever. True, we actually succeed sometimes. And the feeling of that? Nothing like it. But there is no shame in going for the low-hanging fruit, as my professors called it.
Tilt-out windmills is one of my favorite references, metaphors, whatever you want to call it, from Don Quixote, of course. A Don Quixote reference. I think people like Tayo because it's always seeing past the horizon.
Oh, dear Lord, don't let Dara hear you say that.
What's your current assignment?
Dara is taking a very hard look at thrusters. How they work, how they could improve. Bold stuff, and I must admit, if it bears fruit, well, captains would really benefit from it. But it's so easy to lose yourself chasing rabbits down the rabbit hole.
Do you like working here?
It changes minute by minute. I have 3 doctorates in spacecraft engineering and related fields. I push to be assigned here, and I've learned so much.
His skills at level 4
but
also.
the working conditions leave something to be desired.
Oh, you're just sad because of all the pressure.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I read there's delivery jobs you offer.
If you have your own ship, we're always looking for boat resources. The Star Yards had negotiated a set price with the Trade Authority. Twice the market rate.
Tell me what
As
you're
a
looking
first-time
for.
contractor, I am required by law to let you know that every Star Yard offers the same terms. But obviously, you should deal with us. Depending on your cargo hold size, you may need to make several trips to fulfill the order. So what we need is iron. We need a small shipment, 500 units of it.
I'll get you what you need.
Excellent. This invoice has the details.
Okay. We'll get back
It has
to
been a
that.
pleasure.
I'm pretty sure that's just a repeatable quest, kind of like the thing for the other guy.
I just can't decide.
Oh crap. Okay, there we go.
Nah, just give me an old reliable Hope Tech. Your grandkids.
Yes. Welcome to the Tile R&D department. I am this close to tendering my resignation. The absolutely relentless requirement for features. You cannot rush brilliance, ingenuity.
No. Customers like new features. Why do they demand features?
For their much vaunted competitive edge. And to what purpose? All the star yards are thick as thieves. Any innovation is reverse engineered in moments and available later that afternoon. Okay. Not literally. I'm being metaphorical.
You're Dala Ulrich, one of the best starship designers in the galaxy. Wow.
Why, yes, that's right. Maybe this conversation isn't a lost cause. We're a bit on edge. A deadline approaches, and we are well behind. What we do here is explore where poetry meets engineering. When we do it right, the clouds part, and it's like the light of heaven. But the pain we go through to get there, well, it is hell.
If there's anything I can do, let me know.
Unless you're hiding a doctorate diploma in spacecraft engineering on your person, I'm afraid
well, I do have
not
level
at
4
all.
in the skill.
But I've already vented to a complete stranger enough. Hello. I've already said that, didn't I?
Where are the other engineers?
In other offices, tackling different problems. We have a distributed model of development. Vern and I are working on core research, things that could be applied to all classes of spacecraft.
How is Vern to work with?
What? The fancy boy? He has barely learned his letters, and they assign him to me. All he cares about are cheap thrills. A more ergonomic pilot seat? Really? We are building the future here, not cheap meat for press briefings.
Interesting. He's barely learned his letters. He told us he has 2 doctorates in starship engineering, so darn, I was so sure that there was going to be some cool side quests where I can help her design like a more efficient thrusters and like gain access to new like ship parts.
This is just absurd.
Oh, okay.
We're done then.
Sorry.
Good.
Yeah. Alright, so I thought I smelled an interesting side quest here. Instead, we have a very boring side quest to deliver 500
I cannot
iron.
believe the new models.
Look at Barrett hustle. I'm just going to do that real quick to confirm for myself that it's just some boring thing. It's really easy for us to get 500 iron, so I'm just going to do it. I think it's Vessel 3B I want. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Who knows?
Wonder
Maybe
is it
turning in
limited
this
to
iron
planets
will
with
unlock.
native life forms. I hope we have time to take some scans.
Yeah, maybe later, Barrett. Cobalt, iron. 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 Now, there might not actually be enough iron here. It's all aluminum. Yeah. That's fine though. We'll just we'll figure something out. Here, since I'm gonna be moving heavy stuff, let's get personal atmosphere on just to save some time.
Hello.
I have a captain's quarters built into the ship. Oh yeah, I forgot my ship was named the Andrea. Would have been really bad if I like christened my ship the Andrea and then like left her for Sarah.
See anything interesting today?
Excuse me.
It's always good to see you, Deputy.
Babe, I need to use the bed real quick.
this pledge? I will be here for you, as always.
Did you need my help with?
Calm down, guys. I don't need your help with nothing. Holy crap. I guess 1 hour is probably going to be enough.
Something?
Uh-oh, I think my game crashed.
Ah, you're
Missed
awake.
the sound of my voice,
Let's
huh?
get going, shall we?
My favorite person.
Oh my god, I'll
I'm ready to
sometimes I
head
really
out
love
again
my
when you are.
ship of Valkyries, but sometimes it's a bit much. Especially when you're trying to walk through it. Those autosaves are being nice and those autosaves are lagging my game quite a bit, so I think I need to do a restart soon. Alright, I'll see if we've made it to 500. I think we might be there. Oh yeah, we got plenty, we got plenty. In fact, let's put some of this back. It was what, 837? Well, we'll see in a second, hold on. $837, so 337 extra. So now 213 extra. Oh, let's just, yeah, there we go. 589. That's fine. But my OCD won't allow me to do that, so let's put the rest away. 89. Easy. There we go. Exactly 500 iron. Now let me set that as my main quest objective. Wait. I thought I saw that as a miscellaneous mission. Is it an activity? What the hell? It's here under all. Weird. I did just read something annoying, which is that It has to be in my ship's cargo hold. I don't think my ship's cargo hold can hold 500. But we're going to try. Oh, maybe it can actually. Okay, never mind. We're good. Deliver 500 iron for Vern Subican. Deliver some iron to Tayo Astroneering store. Okay, so I assume we just go back now. It's really weird that it's not... It's like... This is what happened to me with that giant starship that I encountered. That I was like, oh, I'll go back and fight it later when I'm more powerful. And then it like left. The quest remained on my main quest log for like ages. It's probably still there. But it disappeared from my side quest log because it was no longer actually available to me. So now I'm kind of worried that this one's maybe like expired and no longer available to me, and that's why it's being weird. I don't know. But I've got 500 iron in my ship's cargo hold, so it's, I mean, it looks like it's letting me do it, right? Pretty sure I just saw that man's eyeballs through his head. Wow, he's just waiting out here for
Is
me.
art and science married so perfectly?
See, you don't always hate your job. I have some iron to deliver.
Let me see your manifest. We'll unload that from your ship right now. And that's the full invoice. Excellent work. We don't have any more invoices at this time. Perhaps later?
Sure, man. Sure. Just talk to her again.
If they complain about the... Yes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
So we're all done here. And that's it. That's all the wrap-up I want to do. So I'm looking at the time.
I know. Now it's standard pretty much everywhere. But Tayo had it first.
I could let this video run for another, like, 30, 40 minutes if I wanted to. But I think it would be better to just have this separate. So I'm going to use the tail end of this video to go and we have to report to Hadrian on Mars, of course, which we've been putting off forever. Remember when we landed here and we all thought I was going to do this, but then I went on this big side quest with Sarah instead, and then I had this whole video dedicated to doing side stuff. And then,
bringing the comforts of our own environments with us as we explore places that are wildly hostile to our very existence.
was he talking about, did he see some animal here that's a pet? Hi there, buddy. What happened to the ship services technician? Oh, are you him?
Need some work done? Anything I can help you with? Sure, have at it.
I mean, I guess I'm Gucci. Okay. So I'm going to save right here. And in the next video, this time I promise, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I will be continuing with the UC Vanguard faction quest next time. We are going to be dedicated next time to that quest. There's no more distractions on my to-do list. We're going to be able to barrel right into it, maybe even do the whole end of the quest. Who knows how many steps remain. It seems to be a lot remaining in this faction quest, but we're definitely going to get into the meat of it next time. Thank you, everyone, for watching. As always, I hope you all have a fantastic day.